I am recording.
Whenever you're ready, completely your speed, your video.
Welcome back to Transgender Disciple, Heaven Come Down, a little video series that we launched to promote my book and to try and increase my advocacy, particularly for transgender youth, for transgender people who are feeling vulnerable. And I really wanted to speak to you today. People have got in touch with me, emails, messages, text, to say thank you, to criticise, all the usual, and to say thank you for what I'm doing. And I'm so aware that some of the people watching feel so broken and so bruised by life. And I really want to talk to you today about hope and about love and about overcoming. And one of the frustrations for me is that I want to be able to put my book in people's hands today. I've got friends, I've got family who are hurting, and my book is all about hope. It's all about overcoming serious mental health issues, addiction, drug addiction, alcohol abuse, and how I managed to do that. And if you like, the secret or the beauty in my story of overcoming and finding freedom. Which is rooted in my faith and in a relationship with Jesus. When I returned from India in 1981, I wasn't only suffering from opium addiction. I had two distinct diseases which I picked up in India, but I was also suffering from starvation and malnutrition. And in that collapse, that physical and mental collapse, I was agoraphobic for several months, to a point where I couldn't leave my own bedroom, even to go to the toilet. And the mental torment, the mental anguish, the distress I went through was a very real hell. It was a torture. And so I understand mental health, mental illness, and physical sickness, and the sense of being crushed by life. And wanted to say that if that's you, then hold on, choose your friends carefully and wisely, cut yourself off from toxic people and toxic situations wherever you can, and try and build a relationship with those who love you, those who understand you, those who get you, who aren't always trying to fix you, and plug into resources and sources that nourish your soul and feed you. For me, I rejected all medicine in my breakdown, really out of an irrational fear. I rejected any medical help. I refused to see doctors or psychiatrists. I was frightened of being sectioned and put in mental hospital. I was terrified of that. But my comfort came from reading a Gideon's New Testament, the Gospels. And I read and reread the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke and John. And I fell in love with the Jesus that I found in the Gospels. The beauty of his character, his compassion, his understanding, his gentleness, his inclusion, his radical inclusion of those that the world and the church reject. There was something so beautiful in Jesus that I wanted to follow him, even if he wasn't God, and I didn't believe he was God at the time. And I'd follow Jesus if he wasn't God, because to me there is so much strength and comfort in his character and in his life and in his recorded in his teaching and his ministry as to inspire me. And it's been in that relationship with Jesus and talking and walking that through over the last 40 years that I have drawn all my strength and my comfort and my nourishment from. Jesus has kept me going when the church has, at times, I think, to be honest, abused me. And if it wasn't for Jesus, I would walk away from the church forever. So where does the love come from? Where does the hope come from to sustain us? So I just encourage you, I guess, to open the eyes of your heart and your mind to look afresh at Jesus if you've rejected Christianity, if you've rejected the church for its hypocrisy and its abuse, but to look afresh at Jesus, to explore and examine him for yourself. Because I honestly believe that the love, the power that has transformed my life from one of real unforgiveness and bitterness and rage, dysfunction, addiction and abuse and violence and theft, is the love and the power that I see and find in Jesus. And I can't make it any clearer than that. I can't make it any plainer than that. I'd love to be able to say, oh, it was all my own efforts and my own strength, and I overcame through my own willpower. But I believe with all my heart that there's a love, there's a power released in a relationship with Jesus that does transform our lives. And I guess if you're watching these video series, it's because you in part identify with me as transgender, as someone who is marginalised and often rejected by much of the church. And you may feel the same about yourself. You may feel marginalised, you may feel ostracised and rejected and pushed out. And I just encourage you, there is a church and there are beautiful people in the church who will welcome you with open arms. I have friends who are priests, ministers, who spend their lives trying to minister to reach, to love the LGBT community, transgender people. And I want to do some interviews with them and talk with them in the last couple of videos that we do. So I'm just saying, hang on in there. I love you, we love you, and come and find us. And I hope you'll read the book when it comes out. Lots of love and peace, and I hope you have a better week. And see you next week. Bye.